The Tor network is a decentralized network that protects people's privacy and allows them to become anonymous on the internet. It's similar to a VPN, but much better. I would say that one of the most common misconceptions about Tor is that it's hard to use. It's actually very easy. It's just a browser like any other browser that you use to browse the internet. Some people tend to think it's a hacker tool only for hackers, but no. The other one is that some people tend to compare anonymity with illegal activity, while it's not true. Anonymity is actually one of the main pillars of democracy. It's a shield to protect your rights so you can exercise your citizen rights in a democratic way. Your vote is anonymous. So anonymity is crucial for our democratic society. We have a decentralized network that is run by thousands of volunteers around the world. When you're connecting through the internet to access a website through the Tor network, we actually routing your connection to 3 of those servers, encrypting your connection every step of the way. This keeps your privacy protected and nobody who is running the servers has the full information. That's why it makes Tor, it's better than a VPN in some ways. The other part of it, we have the browser, right? Like the browser helps you connect to this network, and on the top of that also protects you on the device side, on the client side. Your client is giving away information. There are things like third-party cookies, fingerprint tracking, so our browser also protects you on the client side as well. One tool that is really cool is called Onion Share. It's a file sharing system where there is no cloud. You are the cloud. Your information is not going to nobody's server. A lot of people use that to share documents, human rights lawyers, journalists with the sources. Another one would be the Onion address or Onion service. .onion address is reserved and only works inside of the Tor network. This is an address that is super useful for websites to offer a secure way for people to access. It's end-to-end encryption. The metadata is obfuscated. News websites tend to use Onion addresses. The New York Times, The Guardian, BBC, human rights organizations like Amnesty International, they have adopted, even social media like Facebook, Meta. It's a very easy plug-and-play technology that you can use on your website and offer high security, also a way to bypass censorship in case you're being censored. We do ask people why they use Tor. We have like anonymous surveys. The spectrum is huge. It goes from one dad saying, I tell my teenage kids to use Tor so we can protect their privacy when the teenagers are asking the internet everything. We have doctors saying, I use Tor so I can research about my patients and nobody can correlate their visit to my office. People research Tor about healthcare also because they want to be able to find information about health issues without having advertised, calling them on that everywhere. People using Tor for the protection against domestic violence as well. The predator is someone who has access to the browse history, so they want to have security. Cryptocurrency wallets are using Tor to have a better protection on the wire, right? Like when people are connecting to the wallet or doing exchange of cryptocurrency. Of course, Tor mission is to advance human rights. So of course I need to give human rights example. A lot of the times when there is a moment of uprising, a political critical moment, maybe an election or even war, in those crises, the internet is the first one to suffer. So there are censorship, there are surveillance, and a lot of people who are on the front lines telling those stories, sharing those stories, building solidarity online, they need Tor and they use Tor. Actually, the fact we are open source is what gives the guarantee that we are secure. One reason is that people can trust that we are doing what we are doing. People can validate, review it, audit with VPNs. People need to trust what they are saying that they're doing. Most of the cases, when a VPN is open source, it's on the client side, but not on the network side. So you still don't know what's happening when your information going through the wire. I think security and trust works together. Having our code open enables that. But then you can ask me, who is actually reading it? Thankfully, we have a strong community. We have a big community on the academia world of scientists who are reading this code, who are testing this code, while writing papers about this code and giving us in advance information about possible vulnerabilities that might happen on Tor. We can be fighting and working on resistance and like fighting for defenses mechanisms for those vulnerabilities before they even occur on the real world. And as a nonprofit, if we would have to pay for this information because a code was closed and we would have to pay professionals to look at it, we would never have the money to do so. Go to torproject.org, download the browser for your desktop. Like I said, it's like any other browser. In case you are on Android, you can go to the App Store and get the Tor browser for Android. If you are on iOS, you can go to also the App Store and get the Onion browser on iOS. If you are censored and you cannot access any of that, you can just email get Tor altogether at torproject.org and we will send you an installation package. We are an organization that building technology, but this is not all that we do. We have a community team who is connected with organizations all around the world. They are working with human rights defenders organizations, journalists in the investigative journalist organizations, lawyers, human rights lawyers, and they're teaching them on how to use Tor. We are not the only ones who teach. We teach others how to teach so we can grow this community and we keep connect with them. It's been 7 years now that we are doing this work, and I think this is like the best way to disseminate what Tor does. Through this way is that how we receive user feedback. We don't collect user data, so it's actually knowing our users and being on the front line with our users is how we receive that feedback and improve our tools. This is actually a very difficult question. Of course, I would say Tor browser, but like the world that we live today depends on the internet, depends on digital data. My advice to people is to look at the servers that you're choosing to use and the ethics of the servers. Look why they need data for. Are they making a profit out of your data? Is that why they're collecting the data? What is the privacy policy the service has? We are non-profit. We don't have a profit motivation, but other servers out there, they do. So I would say try to think about the ethics of the service. Try to think about what is the motivation that they have to collect your data. Sometimes the service is free, but your data is the price. If you do encounter like, okay, this is the service, the ethics are not great, but I do need them, use the browser when you're accessing the service because we will take care of that part for you.